way to make Pogba move. Haaland continues hot streak. Barca eye Ndombele, PSG in revenge nightmare, and a transfer roundup all coming up in the next few minutes. As I'm your host, Matt Froelich, you are the OneFootballers, and this is the Daily News. First off, and Juventus director Fabio Paratici has apparently said that Paul Pogba is a fantastic player, but they're not going to be talking about transfers just yet. This sounds to me a little bit like Juventus may or may not have their eye on the midfield star. Now, of course, Paul Pogba and Manchester United are going through a little bit of a rough patch of form. Certainly one that could see manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer be leaving the club very soon. He pretty much had United's away form and their brilliant start in the Champions League to rest back on when questions were asked over their Premier League form. But now, that is not the case. A 2-1 loss to Istanbul Başakşehir means that Pogba and Manchester United are in a little bit of a sticky position. I mean, it's not terrible just yet, but it's also not looking so good either. As for Pogba, well, a move back to Juventus would not only be expensive for the club, but would also see him make the double return. He went from United to Juve, back to United, and it looks like maybe back to Juventus on top of this as well. Of course, I may be reading a little bit too much into what the sporting director has said, but actually, there was a rather interesting quote as well from Paul Pogba's former coach, René Mullenstein, who said that at the moment he is not world class, he's not deserving of that title, and basically he needs to pull his finger out his arse. He also went on to make a rather interesting question. He said, if there was a poll now to Manchester United fans between prime Paul Scholes and prime Paul Pogba, he knows which one the obvious answer would be, but he didn't give it. So I thought I'd ask you guys. Comment section right now, let me know. Who would you rather have in your team, prime Scholes or prime Pogba? Having said that, moving on now and to another big night of Champions League action, and it was continued by Erling Haaland, who just cannot stop finding the back of the net. The guy's insane. It's no wonder every single club in Europe wants to sign him. Another 2 goals last night against Club Brugge means he is now the fastest player to reach 14 goals in the Champions League, absolutely smashing Harry Kane's record. He was so close to his second hat-trick, but just couldn't find it. As I said, Dortmund ran out 3-0 winners. On top of this, Dortmund have come out and said that there actually isn't a release clause in Erling Haaland's contract. Now, I don't know whether this is mind games to try and put potential suitors off, and basically they'll have loads of emails every day being like, when does the 75 million come into play, and all sorts of other things. But it also seems to me that he is a little bit worried. I mean, you're kind of trying to make everyone believe that there's not a release clause, but even then, it doesn't matter how much Haaland costs, he's gonna attract attention. He's such a young player, such an unbelievable forward, and any team that signs him from here on out could literally say they've got their forward line sorted for the next decade at least. That's how good he is now, and that's how good he could potentially be over the next 10 years or even more. I honestly think that, release clause or not, there's going to be a lot of interest in the striker. And talking of transfer rumours, on to a few more, and this one, I thought I'd bring it to question for you guys. Personally, I don't believe it. Transfer guru Fabrizio Romano said on his podcast that Barcelona are still interested next summer in signing Tanguy Ndombele. They were interested in the Frenchman over the summer, and this is where it had a little bit more weight. He came off the back of a poor first season at Spurs, arguments with Jose Mourinho, and it looks like he was close to leaving the club. Having said that, Ndombele has started very well in the new season. He's clearly got a better relation with Jose Mourinho and with Daniel Levy. It looks like he's part of Tottenham's future, and with Barcelona's ongoing crisis at board level and their financial issues, there's just no way they're going to be able to sign Ndombele. Of course, I'm saying that at the moment, things might change by next summer in like 8 months, 9 months time. But really, are they going to go out and splash the cash? And let's be honest, Spurs signed him for a record fee of around £63 million, or 63 million euros it might have actually been. So are they going to let him go cheap? No. He's on 200k a week, so is he going to want cheap wages? No. And do Barcelona already have a wealth of options in the midfield and some brilliant youngsters who deserve the game time? Yes, absolutely. In my opinion, I'm not just saying it because I want Spurs to keep him, but I think Barcelona have got so many good young options in midfield that they should rather bring through rather than spending a load of unnecessary money on Tanguy Ndombele. Moving on though, and to PSG's nightmare, because that's what it was after beating Leipzig in the Champions League semi-finals. The Germans were out for a little bit of revenge and they got it. They've got goalkeeper Peter Gulácsi to thank. He saved a penalty, then Leipzig went to score their own and then grabbed the winner. It was a 2-1 victory for Leipzig, and honestly, Thomas Tuchel has some real issues now when it comes to PSG getting out of the group stage. The reason being, my God, they have so many injuries and suspensions. On top of Bernat, Verratti, Icardi, Draxler, Neymar, Paredes, they now have 2 suspensions for the next round of Champions League games, as well as Presnel Kimpembe and Idrissa Gueye both saw red cards last night. So it meant they left the match with 9 men. They already had injury worries, and if it wasn't for the fact that Kylian Mbappe will definitely be back before the next Champions League game, PSG could have been in a whole world of hurt. It obviously goes without saying, like, if you take the best players out of the team, you're not going to be a good team. But this is just getting ridiculous now. The amount of injuries, suspensions, and by the time the next game comes around, there'll probably be more COVID cases as well. Things are looking very, very difficult for Thomas Tuchel's side. Lastly but not least, then we come to a quick roundup of the rest of the news that you might have missed. And Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta has said that defender William Saliba could be heading out on loan in January. Ajax defender Edson Alvarez has said he one day wants to complete the move to Manchester City. Chelsea could return for West Ham midfielder / defender Declan Rice in January. And lastly but not least, the Premier League have released their winter ball. It's just like the regular Premier League football, but this one's yellow and it will set you back £125. It's still not as ridiculous as that pay-per-view £15 per match thing, but it's pretty damn close. So there you have it then. That is all from me for today's daily news. But you guys let me know your thoughts on the news and all the transfer rumours in the comment section down below. Whilst you're at it, you can smash the like button and click here or here to check out all of the other videos we've got going on OneFootball. But until next time, I will see you guys later.